So I'm super excited. I'm glad you guys are all here watching me. Feel free to comment as you see fit. I am going to go on the Facebook app as well. So just so we can kind of see both and kind of get an idea so that I'm answering questions everywhere. Feel free to ask me some questions if you have any questions. Otherwise, we should be good to go. So we are live. I'm so super excited. I wonder if we're actually going to get stuff on here or just on Facebook. I don't know, but we'll figure it out because you know what? I've never done this. So this is freaking awesome. All right. So from now on, this is going to happen every Monday. Every Monday, we're going to do Melissa's Monday Madness. I'm going to tell you a bit about that. I'm going to tell you a bit about myself, what's coming up. I know that the glare is terrible right now. And unfortunately, like I said, that has to do with the fact I'm on my laptop. So we will figure that out very, very quickly and get rid of all that crappy glare because, yeah, that's super annoying. Oh, look at this. Oh, I can see it. Hi, Donna. Okay, so now I'm kind of multitasking. I'm going to show you guys multitasking. Awesome. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. So every Monday, I'm going to go live and I'm going to have a guest with me to discuss what they do. So I am going to basically interview myself to show you what's going to happen on Melissa's Monday Madness. Now, what I want, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to bring you more people. I want to bring you the people that you want to see, people who have different perspectives and people who have different aspects that they can provide to you. So this is the reason for me doing it. I want those different perspectives. I want to meet new people and learn new things. And this is the great way for me to do that. So we're going to share. I am actually going to share this myself. So let's see. I just shared it. Hi, Brenda. So, like I said, we are sharing. Make sure you guys share, love and share, always. I always ask for sharing. So here's where we go. Let's go. Let's start Melissa's Monday Madness. This is what I'm going to do with my guests. So this is exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get their story. You're going to get who they are, where they're from. It's going to be a split screen with my guests and I, and we're going to kick some ass because Melissa's Monday Madness, we can do anything. So first thing, who am I? I'm Melissa Krechler. I am a kick-ass business owner. I am a strong woman. I am the creator of a shit ton of awesome stuff. So we're going to talk to you about a little bit about that. So who am I? I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I am in my 30s. I am an unhappily overweight woman, which whatever, it is what it is. I have to do with that. So we'll deal with that at some point. But my next guest, next Monday, will actually have some tips on that. So that's awesome. Can't wait to talk to her. And I'll give you, at the end of this webinar, we'll go through a little bit about who my next guests are, what's coming up for me in my business, which means what's coming up for you. And if you have any questions, feel free to hop on, ask your questions on Facebook, ask your questions live in the webinar. Whatever it is, this webinar is absolutely live streaming to Facebook and online. So we're awesome. All right, what do I do? So I do psychic card readings. I do intuitive card readings. I am a medium. I do not offer mediumship. If it comes out, it comes out, but I don't offer it as a standalone reading. I offer courses, coaching. I create crystal jewelry, which I am currently wearing. This is one of my favorite malas, so I decided to wear it tonight, matching bracelets. So I create jewelry. I create card cases. I create group coaching programs, which we'll talk about more later as well. So why do I do it? Why do I do what I do? So why do I do it? Why do I do the jewelry? Well, because it's freaking gorgeous. It's got tons of meaning, and I love doing it. It's therapeutic for me. It's something that I can release my creativity. It's anything that I create. So the jewelry, the card cases, the crystal cases, I create those things and they're beautiful and people enjoy them and people find, multiple uses for them. And why not? They're fantastic. So that's why I create those. Why do I do the coaching? Well, I love helping other people. I love being able to provide other people that sense of awareness, that perspective of, well, maybe this is happening for a different reason. Maybe I need to figure out a different path or figure out, why this keeps happening and why it's repeating and what can I do to fix it. I love being able to provide people that faith, that confidence to move forward in their lives. I didn't get that. I got that from some people. I'm not going to say I never got it. I did get it from many people. But I was missing a lot of stuff in my childhood. And as I grew up, I didn't get that level of conversation, that level of understanding and awareness that I should have received in my abilities and in my lifetime. So I like to help others. I'd like to be able to open your eyes and give you different perspectives and different ideas on what's going on in your life and how you can change it. So this is why I do what I do. And honestly, it's my calling. So why not? Okay, so how did I get here? That's a huge one. So here we're going to get into a little bit of my story. So for quite a few years, we were born and raised, Tom and I were born and raised in Winnipeg, Manitoba. We grew up in similar but different lifestyles. I had many traumatic events, many events that I put myself into. I was bullied. I was a bully. I was overlooked. I always had these grand ideas of what my life should be and where I should be. I should be this beautiful, successful business owner. I should be my own boss. And I had all of these dreams, and we moved away. We moved to BC. Coming up on 8 years. This year it'll be 8 years. We moved to BC. Now we're in Alberta. And Canada, for anybody watching who doesn't know Alberta or Winnipeg, BC, that's all Canada. So when we came here, it was really, well, what do I want to do? We moved to a smaller city, and we come from a city where, there's at least 750,000 people. Don't quote me because I'm not up to date on how many people are in Winnipeg. But we came from a very large city where you had everything. You had everything you needed in Winnipeg. You didn't, there wasn't a lot of businesses that you could just start at our age. It was, you started working a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 4, and that was the grind. Everybody wanted a kick-ass job where they made all the money and could live comfortably and buy all the stuff that you could get in Winnipeg. And when we moved to BC, it was totally different. It was oil field. It was a lot of cliquey families, and there wasn't a lot of stuff there that we had back home. So I started to get all these grand ideas. Well, I could start this business, or I could start that business, and I could do this and I could do that. And I sat there and I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't stick with one different thing. So while I was there, all of these different thoughts and processes came up. And I always thought that I worked for Canada Post. I was a Canada Post employee, and I was a legal assistant, and all of these different things came up. And I sat there and I said, okay, well, this is my dream job, and this is my dream job. And I'd gone through so many jobs by the time that we got here that I wanted to just stick with something that was stable, that was long-term, and that was Canada Post for me. So to answer your question, Brenda's asking where in BC I lived. It was actually Fort St. John, BC, which is quite north. It's northern BC, and cold and very windy. Beautiful though, absolutely beautiful. I since moving up here, I have found so many beautiful locations and hideaways that it's sad to leave those. So anyway, I was in Fort St. John. I ended up getting offered a position in Grand Prairie, Alberta. So we moved to Rycroft, Alberta, which is about an hour, 45 minutes outside of Grand Prairie, Alberta. And so we're living here now. We've been here 5 years. And in that 5 years, again, I was still, well, I could do this and I could do that and I could start this business and I could bring this here and bring that here. And I was so confused and so out of touch with who I was and what I really wanted to do. And I sat here going, okay, well, I don't have the money to do this and I don't have the money to do that. And where am I going? I'm coming up on my 30s. Like, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go with my life? And it was so confusing and I felt so lost. And so I ended up finding through a friend of mine, and I will forever be grateful for her for introducing me to my first medium. I went to see Tanza Aline Stahl, who is a psychic medium outside of Fort St. John. She's amazing. She's beautiful. I call her my little ray of sunshine. She's so positive. And I went and saw her. And normally with a medium, you don't want to go more than once. In a span of 6 months. You don't want to get reliant upon seeing that person all the time. So I ended up going on a Saturday and it was amazing. I connected to people that I didn't want to connect to, and she connected to my loved ones and my guides and gave me a lot of information. And then the next week I went back literally 7 days later. I went back and had my second appointment and I wanted to know about my future. I was desperate to find what my future was and where I belonged and where I would be my own boss. And she said, Melissa, your dream job will come in the next sooner than you think. And I still have the recording. Your dream job will come sooner than you think. And the hardest part will be your licensing. Well, literally 2 months later, I get an offer from Investors Group, which is a very large Canadian operated and owned investment insurance company based out of Winnipeg. And they were hiring in Grand Prairie. So I took that job. I figured, I'm going to be my own boss and this is going to be amazing. And well, it wasn't what I expected it was going to be. And I take some of the blame for that. I didn't try as hard as I could have. And I didn't put that effort and that love into it after the first few months. And I gave up. And that was okay. I knew it was time. I was spending more money than I was making, and it was time for me to give up. But I sat there and I really, really questioned what I wanted. So I finally quit. And the following month, again, I went to the Spirit of Wellness Expo, which is literally what it's called, the Spirit of Wellness Expo in Grand Prairie. And I felt like I was at home. It was beautiful. The people there were amazing. I met a lot of people that, really touched me and I loved it. And I could have spent the entire weekend there as just a guest. And I ended up buying my second deck of tarot cards. I had bought my first one when I saw Tanza, and I bought my second deck of cards and I opened it. Before I even left, I opened that deck and I knew it was my deck. I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I started doing readings for myself, for my husband, for my family. And it escalated. Spirit was telling me, okay, this is what you need to do. This is where you need to go. And it spiraled from there. I started my own business. I, started following Carmel Joy Baird, and I started talking to Melissa Badine and just so many amazing, beautiful women who were in the life that I wanted. And I knew that I had strengths, and I knew I was very, very strong, psychic, intuitive, and medium. I needed that guiding hand. I needed their help to identify where I wanted to go. And so that's how I got here. So in that time, things have changed. My business has changed in the last year. As of May, it'll be my first year anniversary for running melissakretchler.com. I'm a business owner. I am living the life of my dreams. Is it providing me the income that I'm expecting? Not yet, but that's to come. And that's building my awareness and building my brand and moving forward with the trust and confidence of never giving up, because this is what I want to do. This is my life and I love it. So that's how I got into it. Now, all of the stuff that you're listening to and all the stuff that I've already said in the last 20 minutes, this is what I'm going to be doing with other people. So we're going to talk about Melissa's Monday Madness. So every Monday, I am going to come on live in this format. I'm going to go live in the webinar, live on Facebook, and I'm going to be interviewing other women, other men, entrepreneurs, business owners, MLM businesses, which is multi-level marketing businesses, if you don't know. I'm going to be interviewing social media gurus, one in particular I would love to touch base with, and I'm just waiting on her to be available. Health and wellness coaches. Every week it's going to be somebody different who is going to give you that insight into why they're doing what they're doing, how they got there, what their story is, why what they do matters. And I find a lot of the people that I'm going to be interviewing are mindset workers, and that is it. You have to be in the right mindset to create that life of your dreams, which is what I focus on. So how does what I do help you? Oh, so how did I get here? We'll backtrack for 1 second. So when I started my business, I started with the readings. And if you don't already know, I have more than 20, oh God, I probably have like 25 different divination tools. And if you don't know what divination tools are, they're your cards, they're your pendulums, crystals, candles, everything. Just about anything can be used as a divination tool. But I have 18 or 19 card decks. I have rune stones. I have pendulums. I have 2. I have a lot of stuff, and I totally love it. And I do still offer my readings on the website. I don't go live as often with them, but I still do offer them. They're not the focal point of my business anymore, which is why I don't go live as often, and which is why, I don't want to constantly go live and have people think that that's the only reason I'm going live is to do cards. So hence Melissa's Monday Madness. Okay, so how does what I do help you? So we're going to go into a little bit of detail of what exactly I do. So we started off with the card readings. Now, my card readings, the reason that those are so valuable is because if you're feeling out of the blue or you're feeling like you just need some inspirational insight, that's what the card readings are for. If you want to know about your past, present, future, if you have questions about love, if you have, questions about business, careers, and you want the divine's guidance, if you want spirit's guidance, that's the perfect way to get it as a reading. Because what I do is I tap into my intuitive gifts, my intuition, my connection to spirit, and my psychic abilities, and I find those answers in those cards. Now, I will tell you, with me being a psychic, I will not give you times. I will not give you dates. I will not give you times. I don't believe in doing that. I don't want to tell you, okay, 6 months from now, you're going to be doing this, or, your life's going to change, or you're going to get divorced, or you're going to get married, or you're going to have a child. If I give you those dates and you choose to go in a different path, or when you choose a different path or make a decision, that affects how you're going to get to that end game. So for me to tell you, oh, in 6 months you're going to get pregnant, well, if you decide you want to travel instead, that might not happen. So it really all depends on you. It can change at any moment. The crystals. I love crystals. I have a bunch of them, and I hope to have many, many more. Creating the crystal jewelry is because I wanted more. I wanted crystal jewelry. And I thought, okay, well, this is a supplemental income. I can do this with the card readings, providing beautiful pieces of jewelry that are therapeutic, they're healing, they've got, those energetic properties to help other people. So hence the crystal jewelry, which is now all available on my website, just so you know. The card and crystal pillowcases. With me buying so many card decks, storing them in their boxes was getting really tedious and hard, and I had to go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So I ended up making the crystal card, or the card and crystal deck cases. I call them pillowcases, and they're beautiful. I love just sticking my cards in them, pulling the drawstring, and they're great. I don't like organza bags. Can't stand the material of organza. So I didn't want it, so I changed it. So those are, again, available on the website. The coaching. I've always been a really positive person. I've been through a lot. I've been through prostitution, abuse, drugs. I've been homeless. I've been a runaway. I've done many things in my lifetime and been through many things in my lifetime that could have broke me and could have brought me down considerably. I've always been able to look in the positive. I've always been able to see the silver lining and find that purpose and have faith and the confidence that regardless of what's going on, that I'm going to get through it. Take, for example, 2 years ago in June, I almost lost my husband, and I didn't know at the time because he didn't tell me, but he only had a 30-hour prognosis. That was it. He had 30 hours to live. In that, he had 2 months off of work because he was so sick, and he wasn't working. We weren't getting short-term disability, and I think in that 2 months, we probably got $300 in 2 months. And that all had to go to taking care of the kids and the animals and eating, and we didn't have that income. And you know what? I stayed positive through the entire thing, and I found the lesson, and I found the way to get through. And I pictured what life was going to be like once we got through it, and we were able to make it through and make things better and get through it without losing our heads, which is a hard thing for a lot of people to do. A lot of people will suffer and will go to that dark place and go to that shadow side and allow that negativity to wash over them. Or the opposite, people be like, oh, I'm positive, I'm happy, I'm just going to think happy thoughts. And I'm like, no, allow yourself to feel the pain, allow yourself to feel the negativity and being down and having a hard day. We're supposed to have days like that. We're supposed to have negative thoughts, and it's how we act upon them. It's how we react to them. I'm constantly saying you must respond rather than react. When you react, you're reacting based on your emotions at that moment. When you respond, you've actually had time to think about it and process it, and you're not coming from an emotional place, but a logical place, which 90% of the time is what we want to be doing. Okay, so what else do I help you with? Well, the coaching, the one-on-one coaching, I am a mindset coach. And the purpose of my mindset coaching is to identify what, your dream life. You should be creating the life of your dreams. And in that, when you're creating the life of your dreams, you have to go back, you have to go forward, you have to find what the life is first of all, then you have to find what's blocking you from creating that life. And there's so much detail into that. There's so much time, and we'll go into that in a few minutes. What else do I do? So the group coaching program that I have on right now is What's Your Path? How does that help you? That helps you find what your path is. By the end of that program, you should have a clear idea and a clear plan of how to get to your path, how to find your path, how to put your path into place and have a plan of action. So that is that's how I help in that one. Okay. So now we're going to talk about the one-on-one coaching and the What's Your Path. And I'll do it as quickly as I possibly can so you guys aren't sitting here listening to me ramble thinking that I'm being salesy, because I'm really not. Okay, so one-on-one coaching. We're going to detail that a little bit. One-on-one coaching. Own your power. So Own Your Power Mindset Coaching is a 6-month one-on-one coaching package. In that package, you are getting the first month, we're going to identify and remove your past mindset beliefs. Whatever it is that you're currently dealing with, 99% of the time, it is a past mindset issue. So somebody could have said something to you, somebody could have, you could have been through a negative experience. It's a negative thing that is impacting you now. Month number 2, identify and remove current mindset beliefs and limitations. 3, identify and remove future mindset beliefs and limitations. Month number 4, create a plan, action, and mindset belief to create your dream life. Month 5, put plans into action to change your life. And month 6, accountability. Make sure you're doing it. Make sure that you're putting that work in and you're putting that effort in to create the life of your dreams. All of that is available in that program. The purpose of that program is to remove the limiting mindset blocks that you have surrounding creating the life of your dreams. You want to have a clear idea of what your dream path is. You want to have a clear idea of how to get there. And in this, I'm not telling you how. You're finding it. You're finding what your lessons are. You're finding what your path is by understanding who you are. Finding your path by understanding who you are. Big one. But that's the thing. You need to be removing victim mentality. You need to be removing the thought that you can just punch down all that negativity that you've experienced and not work through it. If you've got this ball of energy and you just keep packing that negativity onto it because, oh, I'm going to ignore it or I'm going to pretend everything's fine, you're packing all that negativity down and then bam, it's going to explode and it's going to erupt into every part of your life. So your life could be totally perfect right now, except for one thing. Maybe you don't like your job. Maybe you're hating your job. You don't like it. You bring your work home and you're pretending that everything's fine. Well, maybe your marriage starts to suffer, your relationship with your children start to suffer, or, things keep breaking on you. If you don't like something about your life, only you can change it. And if you try to ignore that negativity, it's just going to keep growing and it's going to expand into every aspect of your life. Mind blown. So, lots of information on that on the website. What's your path? This is the one I really wanted to talk about before I tell you what's new coming up. What's your path is my 10-week program. In that program, we are going to create what your path is. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling confused, if you're feeling like I did 8 years ago, even 4 years ago, 2 years ago, when I said, I want more. I see this dream life of mine, but I can't identify what I'm doing and I can't identify, how I get there. I want you to be able to identify that. And that's exactly what this program is going to do. It is going to identify what your dream life is and how you can start to get there. That's what the point of this program is. This is basically a mini condensed version of my one-on-one coaching. And it's like not even a third of the price. So might as well check that out. That's on the website, and I will post a link to that soon. I do have some free content as well, which is what we're going to be discussing with my guests that are coming up, and I will tell you about them momentarily. So visualization of a dream is a free worksheet. In this worksheet, you are capable of figuring out a dream. You're going to identify that dream, what it smells like, what it feels like, what it looks like. All of these things you're going to identify in that worksheet. It's freaking fantastic. So take a look at that. Now, let's get on to my guests, my upcoming guests. But before we do that, I am going to tell you what's coming up next. Okay, so we have Melissa's Monday Madness. We just launched it. Tonight is the first night. Every week, Monday, I am going to go live. The times are varying. I have 2 1 o'clock in the afternoons. I have a 3 p.m. and I have a 7 p.m. All of them are Mountain Standard Time. All of them will still be in this same format, but I will be interviewing other business owners. So totally awesome, and I can't wait. We'll be talking about what their story is, what they offer, how that helps you, and they'll be answering any questions that you have for them as well. But what is coming up for me? So new stuff in my business. Guess what I'm launching? I'm not launching it yet because I don't have it all detailed out yet. But within the next week and a half, 2 weeks, I will be launching an intuition group coaching program. So what this means is this mini mastermind that I'm going to be launching is all about building your intuition. It's going to give you the differences. So if you're just like a tiny little baby when it comes to your spiritual side, then this is going to be the program for you. What's Your Path is going to have a little bit of that intuition, but it's going to be people who already understand their intuition, who already, you know, are starting to work on their intuition, where this program is going to be for absolutely baby grapes on intuition. And I'm stealing that from my business coach. She calls people baby grapes all the time, and I totally love it. So the intuition group coaching, that I haven't detailed out price or length, but what we're going to get into is divination tools, the different forms of divination, spiritual protection, crystals, candles, trusting your intuition, the difference between being a medium, psychic, intuitive, all of those, the different clairs, your chakras. We will get into a bunch of that stuff. Now, the intuition program is going to be a bit more than anything else, just because it is going to be so in depth on intuition, on building your intuition, how to trust your intuition. It's going to be quite the kick-ass program. So it's probably going to be closer to, you know, $1,200. So just so you guys know that, it's going to be awesome. Super excited. Intuition. Anyway. All right, enough about me, because you guys all know me, and I just wanted to kick off Melissa's Monday Madness by introducing myself. So again, Melissa Krechler, your creator extraordinaire. I will post a link of my website shortly here. You will also be able to find all of my guests off the website, including their links, except for the one that I just signed up for today. So we currently have 3 guests that are all signed up. I've got about 4 more calls or 6 more calls this week to set up some more guests. Don't forget, it is weekly every Monday. So Melissa's Monday Madness, you can find it on my website. So my first guest, who is coming next Monday, and I believe that's the 12th, yes. So March 12th is my first official guest. Her name is Megan Yelani, and I'm hoping I said that right. I didn't ask her when I had her on the phone. So Megan is, let me see, I'm going to use her exact words. So she's an online health, lifestyle, and business coach, helping women embrace their pretty awkward, and that's hashtagged, pretty awkward intermittent fasting and have fun while losing weight and making it a lifestyle. She's amazing. So we talked about intermittent fasting the other day, and that sounded really interesting. So I hope you join me to talk about health and fitness and how you can actually make that fun. So we're going to be talking about how we have fun while losing weight and becoming healthy. What she likes about her business, what her business does, and how that helps others transform and take action in their health and wellness. She's going to explain some other terms for me as well. So intermittent fasting, flexible dieting, how her morning routine changed her life. And the link to her Facebook page is already up and pinned to my page. So I'm excited for that. Don't forget to register. And you can ask her questions on health and wellness as well. She will be available to answer your questions. She's going to tell you her story. She's going to talk about dance breaks in the middle of, you know, her stuff, how, you know, instead of just going, she can do little dance breaks in the middle of working out. So making it fun. You've got to make it fun. So I'm super excited for you guys to listen to her. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff on health and wellness. So I can't wait for that. The 19th of March, we are hosting Sarah Avery. Now, Sarah is the owner and operator of Divine Harmony Healing, she is an energy healer. She's got different modalities, and we're going to be touching on those. So just because you do one thing doesn't mean you can't do other things. Like I do past life regression, coaching, readings, jewelry, pillowcases. I do so many different things. They don't take away from what I love doing because I love doing them all. You can be a multi-passionate business owner. Okay, so we're going to be talking about Reiki, angelic healing. She's a spiritual and ascension coach, which sounds really awesome. She's a twin flame like I am, and she's a spiritual relationship coach. She has many, many, many different titles, and we will be touching on those. So different modalities, we're going to talk about that, how she identifies her clients based on the different modalities. We're going to be talking about deep healing, cord cutting. She does daily readings. What else? And how to have a spiritual approach on your lifestyle. So I'm super excited for her. And again, her link is up as well. You can find all of my guests on the Facebook page. On March 26th, we are hosting Leah George. No, Leah Denier. Sorry, I have 3 or 4 names in front of me, so my apologies. But Leah Denier. I think I said that right. Maybe she'll correct me if I'm wrong. So she is a resilience manifestation mentor. So what she deals with is law of attraction. We're going to be talking about that with her. We're going to be talking about her story and how she overcame some very traumatic experiences to get where she is, to use the law of attraction to better her life, to bring her life a lot closer to what she sees it as. She also does mindset work. So this is her writing right here. I help heal and guide women through their most traumatic life experiences and bring them into their light where they can manifest the life of their dreams. One of the things that she did mention to me is that a lot of the times as women, when we get into different roles, we really do lose who we are as individuals. And she helps women find themselves again as an individual woman, as themselves. So I'm very excited for that. April 9th, we are having Erin Benoit. Her information is not up yet. I will be posting it tomorrow. But Erin Benoit is, again, I hope I said that right, is going to be joining us April 9th. She is a medium. She is a psychic. She is an aromatherapist. She deals with essential oils, and she is going to be debunking some myths about that. So I'm super excited to ask her those questions. Again, if you have any questions for these ladies, go take a look at their Facebook pages, their websites, their Facebook groups. If you have any questions for them, absolutely write them down, send them to me, and I can ask them, or make sure that you register for the webinar and ask them yourself. So I'm super pumped and super excited to show you these outstanding women, and hopefully some men join too, because not all business owners are women. So I'm super excited. I can't wait. I'm going to log off a couple minutes early because, well, I'm interviewing myself, so I can. But much love, guys. I'm going to post the link to the website. Make sure that you start joining us. I can't wait. I'm super pumped, and I can't wait to bring you the perspectives, ideas, and stories of amazing men and women who just want to tell you their value. So much love, guys. I hope you have a kick-ass, rock awesome Monday. Let me know what you did. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to register. And if you're interested in my programs, go to my website, melissakrechler.com. Lots of love.